For those of you that are just arriving, please change your name to Senator and your last name for chairpersons or anything like that. Chairperson, then your last name. For our visitors, you can keep the name, whichever name you use during the academic school year, just for the sake of the minutes and everything. Thank you. Also, I believe this is being live streamed right now to YouTube, so everything you say is being recorded. And you are a voting senator, please put senator and then your last name afterwards. Please and thank you. Okay, we can get started now. Great. Okay. So meeting to order, and then we'll move into roll call, which Secretary Goodman, you could take it away.
Awesome. Can you guys hear me? Senator Allapi,
Here.
Senator Atwa, Senator Ballschmider,
Here.
Senator Bolio, Senator Biedron, Senator Bouchard, Senator Daniels, Senator Dupre,
Here.
Senator Dillon,
Here.
Senator De Nascimento, excused. Senator Gagnon, Senator Holman, Senator Lemieux,
Here.
Senator Mazzaferro, excused. Senator Oros,
Here.
Senator Pavlik,
Here.
Senator Pelletier, Senator Ritchie,
Here.
Senator Rodriguez,
Here.
Senator Siedlecki,
Here.
Senator Sweeney,
Here.
Senator Warren, Senator Brown, or sorry, Secretary Brown, excused. Derek Goodman, excused. Chairperson Moroccan,
Here.
Treasurer Thurston,
Here.
Chairperson Silver,
Here.
Vice President Kilday,
Here.
and President Amaya.
Here. Great. Thank you, Secretary Goodman. So I hope everyone's summer has been going well thus far, and I hope it continues to go well. But let's move into acceptance of the minutes so we can get on to the new existing business. At this time, I motion for the acceptance of the minutes from the 4/26/2026 meeting.
Second.
Great. Hearing a second. Were there any additions, deletions, or revisions? Seeing none, we'll move to a voice vote. And again, when we're doing the voice vote, you can just unmute yourself and vote. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great. Those abstaining? And those opposed? Great, the motion passes. So now we're going to move on to new and existing business. Just to clarify for everyone, during special sessions, you are only allowed to vote on the business that is on the agenda. So as everyone probably and in the Kodiak, we will be discussing budgets. And Treasurer Thurston can correct me if I'm wrong, but budgets that most of them aren't contested, some of them are, and these were the ones that were returned after the priority deadline. With that being said, we're going to start with Level A, initial budget approval, starting with the Biology Club. Treasurer Thurston, I'll allocate 3 minutes to discussion. The floor is yours.
Thank you. If my Wi-Fi is being weird, just someone raise their hand and ask me to repeat something because I am in the library right now and it's not doing too great. So at this time, I make the recommendation to initially allocate Biology Club $661.89.
So moved.
Second.
Are you going to hand the floor back to me, Blanca?
Yeah, my thing was working. Yes, Treasurer Thurston, the floor is yours.
Sorry. Perfect. Okay, so last term Biology Club came in front of Senate and requested an initial allocation late in the year to hold just one singular event. And the club spent all their requested funds on this event and held an engaging and unique event. For this reason, I'm recommending that we allocate them their full request, which is more than reasonable considering their budget breakdown.
Great. Executive of Biology Club like to speak on this, or the floor can be.
I saw her in the. I don't think she's in the meeting right now because it was uncontested. I told her she technically have to join, so I think that's all we have on that.
They are here. Would you like Jordan, or
Okay.
you don't have to since it's uncontested? I didn't really hear anything, but it seemed like you were saying no. Great. Any senators' questions or comments on this? Again, it's an uncontested amount. Okay, great. Since it is uncontested, we're going to move to a voice vote. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Great. Those abstaining? Those opposed? Great. Hearing none, then the motion passes. Congrats, Biology Club. Can't wait to see the programming you do during the fall and spring semester. Clap. Okay. Moving on, Actuarial Science Club. Treasurer Thurston, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So this is another uncontested budget. So at this time, I make the recommendation to initially allocate Actuarial Science Club $565.
So moved.
Second.
Great. Hearing a second. Treasurer Thurston, the floor is yours again. 3 minutes to this discussion.
Thank you. So Actuarial Club had some pretty good communication with me and the Finance Committee. It follows policies and holds consistent engaging events. And I found no reason to cut their request as it was reasonable and presented a great breakdown. So I am recommending they give their full request.
Great. Any senators' comments or questions? Again, this is an uncontested amount. Okay, great. Since this is uncontested, we'll move to a voice vote. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Those abstaining? Those opposed? Great. Seeing none, then the motion passes. Congratulations to the Actuarial Science Club. And now, sorry, one moment, I have to mute. Hello. So sorry, everyone. I had a guest come in. Anyways, back to, if I'm correct, Biomedical Engineering Society, if I'm correct, Thurston.
First, before I start, can I ask if there's a representative here today? I'll take that as a no. Going once. Going twice. Okay. Well, we'll move on to who is next? CJA.
Okay. Great. So moving on to the Criminal Justice Association, Treasurer Thurston, the floor is yours.
Thank you. At this time, I make the recommendation to initially allocate first. Did you get that?
I don't know if I glitched out or if it was you. I'm not sure what happened there. I didn't really hear.
I'll just go again. You can hear me now though, right?
Yep.
Okay. So at this time, I make the recommendation to initially allocate CJA an uncontested amount of $350.
So moved.
Second.
Great. Hearing a second, then I'll allocate 3 minutes to discussion. Treasurer Thurston, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So last term, the CJA Executive Board did end up falling apart. So the Finance Committee and I reclaimed their $250 allocation as they communicated with the committee and were transparent about this change. This term, there is a new dedicated executive board with an involved advisor that has great plans for the club, as shown in their budget plan and through communication with myself. I found it right to allocate them their request of $350 as it is a lower tier level A and is suitable for this club.
Great. Any senators' comments or questions? Seeing none, then we will move on to a voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those abstaining?
Aye.
Those opposed? Great. With that, then the motion passes. Congratulations to the Criminal Justice Association. Can't wait to see the programming you do in the fall and spring semester. With that being said, we will now move on to our final one, which is the Neuroscience Club. Treasurer Thurston, the floor is yours.
Thank you. At this time, I make the recommendation to initially allocate Neuroscience Club $750.
So moved.
Oh,
So moved.
second.
Second.
Thank you. Hearing a second, then I will allocate 3 minutes to this discussion. Treasurer Thurston, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So this one's pretty straightforward. I'm recommending funding neuroscience as full request because they consistently hit event requirements, follow policy and procedures, and communicate effectively. Ultimately, I found no reason to cut their budget. So
Great. Any senators' questions or comments? Again, this is an uncontested one. Great. Seeing none, then we'll move to a voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great. Those abstaining?
Aye.
Those opposed? With that, the motion passes. Congrats, Neuroscience Club. Oh, sorry.
no, you're good. You're good. You can finish.
Congratulations to the Neuroscience Club. Again, can't wait to see the programming you do. I know it's always fun. With that, we'll be moving on to level B, initial budget allocations. Starting with Art Club. Treasurer Thurston, the floor is yours.
Just 1 second for 2 comments. First is any senators on here that are voting members can second on Blanca's motion, or when she says so move, you can say second after, so don't be scared to do that. And then can I ask if there's an art club rep here on Zoom? Anyone? Okay. With that said, we'll move on to BSU.
Great. So now I'll move on to the Black Student Union. Treasurer Thurston, the floor is yours.
Thank you. At this time, I make the recommendation to initially allocate BSU $750.
So moved.
Second.
Good job, guys.
Great. Hearing a second, then I will allocate 3 minutes to this discussion. Treasurer Thurston, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So BSU did a great job holding events last year, but had a few policy violations. So generally, clubs aren't allowed to hold cookouts due to safety concerns on campus, which they did. And I don't think they were aware of that because honestly, I wasn't even aware of that myself. They also did not put the events into course dog and was generally unresponsive to our legislative chair when she was trying to pursue constitution revisions. So for this reason, I'm not funding their full request and instead recommending the same amount that they received last year. While prefacing that they have the opportunity to hold events, follow our policies closer, and even apply for an additional allocation if they see it fit in the future.
Thank you, Treasurer Thurston. Would the representative of the Black Student Union like to speak at all? I do know some representatives here.
I'm here. I'm the president of BSU. I am confused when you talk about us not putting our event in course dog. Because we did. What happened was they had to cancel it and reschedule in person. So the event's there. It's just not for the day it was set to be. Then I never got any email. There are no emails about anything you talked about. Also, we weren't allowed to cook out on campus.
Yes, so generally for policy violations, you don't get emails about them. It's just something that I keep track of and my advisor keeps track of, in which she was the one who mentioned the club cookout being a violation. So I do apologize for that. It's new news to me as well. And our CR chair from last term went through and checked all the course dog events and noted that you didn't put every single event in there, which I also understand, but it's an expectation we have for all of the clubs. So to my understanding, you held more than the one cookout event, correct?
We only had one cookout.
I don't understand that, but how many events did you hold all year?
We had 2.
Yeah, so I just believe one of those wasn't put in there and the other one was. So that's constituting to one of them not being in there. I know
That's-
that like
That's a little confusing
facilities.
because all the flyers got approved and everything. The only way to do that is through course dog. So I'm confused.
I don't know why it's not showing up on our end then. What space did you book? Maybe that was an issue.
The Commonwealth Pavilion.
And then when you said it got changed by facilities, I'm thinking maybe it got taken out as a whole or they missed something on their end.
Yeah, because I have emails from Olivia. Like we can look through
Yeah.
them. Like we literally put it on there.
Okay, well, I'll try to follow up with Bridget on that and see what the issue is on their end and how we can get more clarity on what events are hitting that requirement of putting it into corresponding clubs or not.
Another thing, is there a way to like next time or just in case get back to us if we do have a violation because we weren't aware of that?
Yeah, I can do my best to reach. Generally, like if you're missing club monthly reports, I reach out to clubs about that. Or stuff specifically on my end, it's easier for me to keep track of it because if it was for every single club on campus and I'm reaching out to them about every violation, it's really tedious on my end and I already have a lot of work to do in general. But I can definitely reach out if I see any other violations come up that you guys aren't aware of because I know it is a lot to keep track of sometimes.
Thank
There's
you. And
also,
yeah.
sorry, there's also a tab on Course Dog when you're booking that you can put private, and if you mark the event as private, then it doesn't show up in for the university and technically does not count towards our policy on Course Dog, so that could have been an error as well.
All right. I wouldn't know that though, because I wasn't the one who filled out the form, but thank you for letting me know.
Thank you. Do you have any other questions?
No, thank you.
Great. Thank you. Seeing that the conversation has naturally ended, then we are going to move to a group me vote. Right now, I am posting that in the Senate group me, so please vote on that right now. And again, this is Treasurer Thurston's recommended amount of Treasurer Thurston. Can you please say the number? Thank you.
Yes, it's the $750, same amount they received last year.
Thank you. Great. So with 14 yes votes, 0 no votes, and 0 abstention, the recommendation passes. So congratulations again to the Black Student Union. I know there was a little bit of confusion surrounding that, but hopefully going into the fall and spring semester, we can have those issues cleared up. And again, we're all very excited to see the programming that you do in the fall and spring semester. So thank you. Moving on, we're moving on to level C, initial budget allocations, starting with the review of art and literature. Treasurer Thurston, the floor is yours.
This budget is uncontested, but I do have a question for a club representative. So is someone present here today for the review? Blanca, they told me they might be joining later, so perhaps we can circle back.
Okay, yeah, we
Although we
can.
don't have much left. Also, are we still at quorum because like 5 or 6 people just left?
One moment, let me count again.
Okay.
We're still at quorum.
Cool. All right.
Great. Okay. Then yeah, we can postpone the review. Yep, we can postpone the review of art and literature. Moving on to the class council initial budget allocations, we'll start with the class of 2027. Treasurer Thurston, the floor is yours.
All right, so all of these budgets that I'm going to do for the councils are uncontested because I'm recommending the amount that they traditionally get each year. So for starting with 2027, at this time, I make the recommendation to initially allocate the 2027 class council $15,000.
So moved.
Second.
Great. Hearing a second, then I will allocate 3 minutes to this discussion. Treasurer Thurston, the floor is yours.
All right, thank you. So this recommendation is a typical allocation amount for a senior class, not including their additional request for senior week, since they have followed all policies, procedures, event requirements, and have done a substantial amount of fundraising. I have decided to move forward without cutting their budget.
Great. Thank you for that. I will open up the floor to any senators' comments or questions about this. Again, it's a pretty standard amount. It's uncontested. Okay, seeing none, then we will move to a voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great. All those abstaining?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Great. Seeing none, then the recommendation passes. Congratulations to the class of 2027, our senior class council. I hope everything goes well with programming. Let's move on to the class of 2029 initial budget allocation. Treasurer Thurston, the floor is yours.
Are you on the revised, the amended agenda?
Sorry.
It's okay. It should be the 27 additional next.
Oh, yep. Sorry, I did not see that. Yes, let's move to
It's
the
okay.
class of 2027 additional allocation. Treasurer Thurston, the floor is yours.
All right, so at this time, I make the recommendation to initially allocate the 2027 class council $40,000.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Great. Hearing a second, then Treasurer Thurston, I'll allocate 4 minutes discussion. The floor is yours.
Thank you. So for those who were on Senate last year, you may remember that the senior class was additionally allocated $35,000 for senior week. This class was exceptionally small, one of the smallest classes at WNE. So to account for there being a larger number of students in this class council, I've recommended increasing the additional allocation by $5,000 to $40,000. And I feel as though this is more reasonable as it follows historic allocations considering class size.
Great. Thank you for that. I'll open the floor to any senators' comments or questions. As Treasurer Thurston was saying, this is a pretty adequate amount considering that the class of 2027 is a larger graduating class than the class of 2026. Great. Seeing none, then we will move to a GroupMe vote that I will be posting in the GroupMe right now. Sorry. Okay, and that is in the GroupMe right now. Great. So with 12 yes votes, 0 no votes, and 2 abstentions, the motion passes. Congratulations to the class of 2027. I know this will help with a lot of your programming, especially senior week and the formal. So congratulations. We will now move in to the class of 2029 initial allocation. Treasurer Thurston, the floor is yours.
Thank you. At this time, I make the recommendation to initially allocate the 2029 class council $6,000. Did you get that?
So moved. Sorry.
Second.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, hearing a second, then I will allocate 3 minutes to this discussion. Treasurer Thurston, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So this number is also the typical allocation for a sophomore class. Since they have also followed policy procedures and event requirements, I have decided to move forward without cutting their budget.
I'll open the floor to any senators' questions or comments. Again, this is pretty typical for a sophomore class council budget. Great. Seeing none, then we'll move to a voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Those abstaining? Those opposed? Great, and with that, the recommendation passes. Congratulations to the class council of 2029. Moving on to our next class council initial allocation, class of 2030. Treasurer Thurston, the floor is yours.
Thank you. At this time, I make the recommendation to initially allocate 2030 class council $3,100.
So moved.
Second.
Great, hearing a second, then I would allocate 3 minutes to this discussion. Treasurer Thurston, the floor is yours.
All right, perfect. So the first year class always gets a baseline allocation, which reflects this $3,100 that I'm recommending allocating them today. Generally, this is a good starting point for the freshmen to get involved and learn how to hold events on campus.
Any senators' questions or comments right now? Great. Hearing none, then we will move. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Those abstaining? Those opposed? Great, seeing none. Then the recommendation passes. Congrats to the class of 2030 council that is not here yet, but will be here in the fall, which
Isn't
is
that
great.
so scary? 2030.
Is well, that's
Yeah.
great. So we will actually move back to the level B initial budget allocation because we do have a representative for Art Club here, Treasurer
Oh,
Thurston.
cool.
So Treasurer Thurston, the floor is yours.
Perfect. At this time, I make the recommendation to initially allocate Art Club $1,100. Yeah, $1,100.
So moved.
Second.
Great. Hearing a second, then I will allocate 4 minutes to this discussion. Treasurer Thurston, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So the Art Club requested $1,275 and have decided to cut their budget by $175. This is because for their gallery walk, they budgeted out catering, but also requested to purchase pizza on top of this catering, which didn't really make sense to me. Other than that, I believe their overall request is reasonable and that they will be able to efficiently spend the $1,100 that I'm recommending. And I just wanted to note that if there is a circumstance where you think you need more food, or if you think you really do need the pizza, we can talk about that further. We can set up a private meeting with me in the fall. However, I do believe that's unnecessary at this time, and I will move forward with the $1,100 recommendation.
Thank you, Treasurer Thurston. Would the representative of Art Club like to speak on its behalf?
No, I have nothing to add.
Great.
Thank you.
Then I will open the floor to senators' comments or questions. Great. Seeing none, then I will open up a group me vote right now.
And while she's doing that, is there a rep for the review here?
The poll is now in the group me. Okay. With 13 yes votes, 0 no votes, and 0 abstentions. The motion passes. Congratulations to the art club on receiving your budget. I hope you're still able to host your events. I know they're a lot of fun, and the campus community seems to really enjoy them. And if anything, you can always speak to Treasurer Thurston about an additional allocation. Great. So, visitors' comments. Are there any visitors' comments at this time? Okay, seeing none, then we will move to reports with the executive report, starting with finance. Treasurer Thurston, I will allocate 3 minutes to this, and the floor is yours.
Thank you. So I don't really have much to talk about. We got through some budgets today, which was nice. Only we weren't able to do 2 of them, which I expected. For the July meeting, we're doing contested budgets, so it definitely won't be as easy as this one. Some budgets that I have on the docket are band, which we tabled last meeting, 428, I believe, when we were in the chambers. Stage list, same thing, tabled the Westerner WNEK. And then I am still working up on drafting the club sport and active lifestyle club policy. So we'll do cheer, dance, rugby, ski, frisbee, volleyball, all next meeting, which the club sport should be relatively easy. It's just the other four clubs that will probably take a little bit of time. Other than that, I don't have much going on with the finance committee. I have to continue to make receipt folders and share those with clubs. And then I'll begin drafting emails to send out for initial allocations to be like sent during the fall when we get back on campus, just so I don't do it all at once when things are starting to get busy. So thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for Treasurer Thurston's report? Great. Seeing none, then we'll move to legislative chairperson, Chairperson Silver. The floor is yours.
I'm sorry, did you say Chairperson Silver? My audio's cutting out.
Yeah, sorry. You're good.
No,
Floor is yours.
I don't really have anything at this time. I'm just kind of coming up with a plan for next semester, so I'll definitely have more to report on next meeting. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Any questions for Chairperson Silver? Great. Seeing none, then we'll move to campus relations. Chairperson Mara Quinn, the floor is yours.
All right, so I didn't get to talk last time, I think, so I still have those things that I did do prior. Like I had met with Greg Matthews to discuss student grievances, like capital projects, like budgeting, all of that. Generally, we talked about the parking lot situation and like reducing staff spots and like potholes that occur and like why they happen so frequently. But that is going to be addressed over the summer. The bike rack that was discussed at the last meeting prior to 428, I did meet with Nick Del Bono, and he did say that they were going to address that because it did pose a safety issue for students. And then again with the meeting with Nick, I was accompanied by Becca, former Vice President Jess, and former campus relations person Will. They just kind of discussed what they wanted to work on, and we kind of talked together about what we wanted to work on towards the semester. There's also the canopy and tablecloth application form that was due, but we're always accepting applications, just it might take longer to respond. And then the Senate chambers are in the works. I don't have all the details on that, but I will have more at the next meeting, and that is all I have. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Any questions for Chairperson Mara Quinn's report? Great, seeing none, then we'll move to public relations isn't here. Sorry, Kat. We'll move to Secretary of Academic Affairs, Secretary Goodman, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I also don't have too much. I just wanted to update everybody on I've been working on the Canvas manual, the transition to Kodiak Canvas. I had it in a draft form, and I sent it out to my fellow e-board members, but I might also be able to send it out to like the rest of Senate just to get even more eyes on it. Alongside working with University Advising over the summer, I've been able to get more in tune with Canvas. So I'm probably gonna have to go back and update a couple of things now that I know more of how it works. Also, I will probably be in contact with Interim Provost Lisa Slavsky. Again, I did meet with her right towards the end of the semester, but I do want to meet with her more to talk about open education resources and get that ball rolling, even just if it's a little bit over the summer. And I believe that's it from me. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Any questions for Secretary Goodman's report? Great. Seeing none, then we'll move on to senators' comments. Are there any senators' comments? I have a couple. Anyone else? Great. Seeing none, we have the student government conference applications that are live. It is in the student leadership Kodiak, which for everyone who doesn't know, you can still access Kodiak. It's called Kodiak Legacy. It's really weird, but again, we still have Kodiak, so you can still access it from there. Other than that, the application has also been put in the GroupMe several times, and I will put the application again after this meeting. Please apply. I believe we're picking 4 people to go. If I'm correct, I think it's in Virginia. It's a great time to network, meet other student governments, and learn a lot. So again, please apply. I'm looking right now for when applications close.
Quick correction. Pretty sure it's Washington.
Washington, D.C. is not in Virginia?
Is it?
I don't know. It is Washington, D.C. I thought
Yeah.
Not really in Virginia. It's touching it though.
that's why. So yes, it's in Washington, D.C. I thought that was in Virginia. My bad. So even better. Again, it's a great time to meet other student governments. And I don't believe we have a deadline for it. However, if you are interested in attending, you should have your application in by the first week of August, since we need to have people selected before October, since the conference is in October. And like August 31st, yes, that is the deadline. Thank you, Chairperson Marquin. So please have that in. I believe Vice President Kilday, I and Director Grimm will go over everyone who has applied and select the 4 representatives. So again, apply. It's open to all senators, all executive board members, and officer positions. So please apply for that. Additionally, we also have the special events chair application, which is up and open to the whole student body. This is a stipended officer position, so if a senator does get the position, they will no longer be a voting senator. But this is a great way to make connections with your fellow clubs and upper level staff. You get to chair spring event and create a whole bunch of other fun events. So please consider applying. This is another application that is in the Kodiak as well as in GroupMe. And even if you aren't interested, but you think someone else would do a really good job at it, please push the application their way. Again, this is open to the entire student body, undergraduate student body. So please apply for that. And the deadline for this is August 6th. So yeah, any other senators' comments? Great. Seeing none, then we will move to adjourn. At this time, I motion to adjourn the meeting. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second.
Thank you. Hearing a second, then we will move to a voice vote. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, those abstaining? Those opposed? Great, and with that, the motion passes. I will see you all for our July meeting, which we'll be talking about in the group me.
Blanca and Becca, can you just stay for 1 second
Yes.
and turn off the YouTube when you get a chance?